Kris Jenner is in crisis mode right now and fears that Kylie Jenner may lose millions of dollars from her various brands following this Travis Scott Astroworld tragedy. I'm your host, Johnny Rogers, and I'm going to tell you everything you need to know right here on IO. But first, if you happen to be new here and you don't want to miss another video, make sure you tap that subscribe button. And with that out of the way, let's begin. According to reports coming out this morning, Kris Jenner is in crisis mode because she is worried that Kylie stands to lose millions of dollars from her beauty lines. As you all know, last Friday, Travis Scott's Astroworld Festival turned into a mass casualty event that left 8 people deceased and hundreds more with serious injuries. Following this event, Kylie and Travis faced a ton of backlash for how things were being handled. People were critical of Travis for not ending his set earlier, and even more furious with Kylie Jenner, who recorded an ambulance driving through the crowd in front of her. A source close to the Kardashians told the press, "Kylie feels the weight of this and more than anything wants to do right by the victims. I know people do not think she cares, but she really does. At the same time, she's a businesswoman responsible for the livelihood of a lot of people. She feels like she's in a lose-lose situation because she wants to take time to respect the victims from Astroworld, but at the same time she employs a lot of people." You see, if Kylie just starts posting about her various beauty brands this close to the tragedy, she could risk taking a huge hit to her brand, but at the same time the only way her products move is through her social media posts. So it's a bit of a catch-22. She's going to see sales dip off if she doesn't promote them, and if she does promote them, she'll have to deal with more angry people calling her insensitive. This source continued by saying, "The longer her companies go without being active on social media or promotion, the more sales go down and the less they make from marketing. We're talking potentially millions of dollars in losses." And according to reports, Kylie makes over $1 million per Instagram post, and she's typically posting every day, if not more. But let's say she only posts once a day. With no post since last Friday, she's already looking at a loss of at least $6 million. This source also claimed that Kris and Kylie are now working cautiously on how they are going to be moving forward. They go on to say, "She feels a responsibility as a brand founder, but she also knows the second that they do post something business related, people will be upset she's moved on and doing self-promotion after this tragedy. So she does feel that lose-lose in a sense. She's working closely with her mom as both her manager, but she's also leaning on her for emotional support. Kris is in crisis mode and still figuring out how to handle this best." Now, I for one am always a little suspicious whenever a source starts speaking on a situation like this. If you're not going to tell us who you are, how can we really trust this information? And turns out we really can't. A representative for Kylie responded to these claims and said that this information was incorrect, but they also neglected to correct anything that was said, so there's also that. Sources aside though, we already know that Kylie Swim was not performing well and had its own controversies before all of this even happened. So with a new brand that's not being promoted, this will certainly be a test to see if Kylie's products can withstand more controversy and even less promotion. Brands typically have to post multiple times a day to just drive sales to their website and depend on engagement to have their posts do well. However, all of her brand accounts have shut off comments and haven't been posting at all. Following news of the tragedy, Kylie released this statement that said, "Travis and I are broken and devastated. My thoughts and prayers are with all who lost their lives, were injured, or affected in any way by yesterday's events. And also for Travis, who I know cares deeply for his fans and the Houston community. I want to make it clear we weren't aware of any fatalities until the news came out after the show, and in no world would have continued filming or performing. I am sending my deepest condolences to all of the families during this difficult time and will be praying for the healing of everyone who has been impacted." My question is, will you still buy from any of Kylie's brands following this tragedy, or do you think that this is really going to hurt her business? Either way, we would love to hear your thoughts, so don't forget to drop us a comment down below. But for now, I've been your host, Johnny Rogers, and until next time, stay classy, YouTube, or at least try.